Greetings, great awakening family. Welcome to the transitioning table once again. It's always an honor and a privilege to have you, to welcome you to my channel, and to share with you what has been impressed upon my heart, in my spirit, what has been downloaded, or what revelation I may have gotten. Remember, the transitioning table is all about transitioning, whether it's from marriage to being single, from being single to being married, to having children in the house, to not having children in the house, transitioning from living in one location and relocating to another. It's all about transitioning mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. Yeah. And that's the transitioning table. And I love how we are transitioning, whether it's also from religion, whether you're Christian to Muslim, Muslim to Christian, or to your spirituality, whatever it is, we're all in a place of transitioning from one thing or the other. And so I just want to come and share this insight of transitioning that I had gotten today in my time of meditation. And I know and I trust that it will be an inspiration to someone. You know, we are for me. I'm eternally grateful to be able to share whatever I get or I meditated on or I got enlightened with or about. And so, as you see, the topic today is stepping into the unknown. Stepping into the unknown. And, a lot of times we um, have expectations. We read books and we watch movies. We look at other people's lives, but when it comes to us ourselves and having the experience, it's a whole totally different thing. And that's why this topic is so important, is because a lot of us have already stepped into the unknown. You know, unknowingly, and some of us knowingly, we step into the unknown territories that we've never experienced before, territories that we don't have no expertise in or know nothing about, but we stepped into it. And some of us have mastered it, some of us are mastering it, and some of us are really just trying to find our way. But the most important thing is the fact that um, you're doing it. You've stepped into the unknown. You're stepping into the unknown. You're taking that courage. You're taking that leap of faith. They call it. You're taking that the chance. You're giving into that opportunity to be able to walk. What that thing is on Star Trek, going where no man, no woman has gone before. But the thing is this: somebody has gone there before. We just may not know who it is who've done it before. But like some of the things that the scripture has said to us, there's nothing new under the sun. So that means that everything that we are experiencing is a cycle. Somebody has gone through it some generations ago, or is going through it, or you're the one who's going to be the pace setter and set the pace to be going through it so somebody else can also experience um, and have your experience, I should say, and what it was to go through whatever the particular thing is that you're going to go through or that you are going through. And so, the first thing we're talking about when you talk about stepping into the unknown, stepping into the unknown, those of you who are single, who are single and stepping into the unknown when it comes to getting married. Yes. We could read all the books we want. We could watch the lives of our parents, our cousins, our aunties, our uncles, our siblings. We could watch the lives of so many people. We could read book after book after book. We could watch the lives of pastors and all these different people. But until you step into it, because when I say unknown, it's unknown to somebody who's never been married before. So when you're stepping into the unknown in terms of getting married, all of your experience, all of everybody else's experience will not be your experience. And that is something that you have to make sure, because mommy went through it, or daddy went through it, or auntie went through it, or uncle went through it, does not necessarily mean you have to go through it, even though you're stepping into the unknown of marriage because you've never been married before. So there are some expectations. There are some things that you would like to experience, some things you would like to do, and all that different stuff. But it's the unknown. And I would encourage you, as you step into the unknown, step with an open mind and an open heart. Yeah. Step with an open mind and an open heart to know that it's two different individuals from two different backgrounds, two different upbringings. You could have been raised in the same city, you could have been raised in the same corner, but you were raised in two separate houses, two separate set of parents with two different kind of ideology. You may have even gone to the same church, but your views on things may still have been different. So it's an unknown when you're talking about stepping into a marriage. You understand? So that's an unknown. But step into that unknown with an open mind, open to learn, open to give and take, 110% and 110%, not a 50-50. Because if you go with 50-50 mentality, then you're giving yourself a 50% chance of, you know. But if you go with 100%, I'm going in this all, I'm going in this wholeheartedly. I'm going to make this work. I'm going to make it count. I'm going to do everything that deem possible for both of us to succeed. Then that's a whole totally different thing. You see? So I would encourage you to step into the unknown of marriage if you've never been married before with an open mind. The next thing is stepping into the unknown. If you don't have no children and now you're going from not having any children to now beginning a family and having children. Yes, you may have been a child and your parents raised you with certain principles and stuff like that. But it's okay to start certain traditions and stuff like that. But it's okay to start your own tradition with your family, with your children. It's okay to step out of the box of what your parents how your parents may have raised you. And I'm not talking about stepping out of the box with immorality or what we call immorality, but the ideologies. You're now raising your own children. You're stepping into the unknown of having children. And so you want to be able to raise and nurture and love your children to the best of your ability. But one of the things I encourage parents is having conversation with your children. You know, back in the day when I was growing up, you know, they say children should be seen and not heard. So when parents speak, children break off and running, they go outside, they play and all this different stuff. So they're not able to hear what the parents are saying or stuff like that. But I believe more so now in this generation that we are raising, we need to hear what our children are saying. We need to listen to the conversations that they're having. We need to know the friends that they are keeping. We need to know the programs that they're watching. Because as we now know what the agendas are being pushed. So as parents, I'm stepping into the note of raising children. We now got to be more sensitive than our parents was. Yeah, our parents used to tell us, go outside and play and come inside before the street lights come on and stuff like that. We used to go there and shoot marbles and spin top and all this different stuff. But we're in the age of technology where knowledge is everywhere and everything is exposed to our children. It ain't before when people were practicing same-sex things and stuff like that, that it was hidden and it was not heard of. But now it's in the school system with our children, where our children are. So it is necessary, as we step into the unknown of raising children in this age and in this era, we are now having conversation, open communication with our children. We cannot just think, say the birds and the bees and lie to our children, say babies come from the stalk and from the sky and all this crazy stuff. You be candid and honest with your children. Because why? At a flick of a button, they could go on Google and say, Google, where does children come from? How do you? They could just Google and they will see the graphics. But it's best if you as a parent can sit down and have that conversation with your child, your children. Yeah, stepping into the unknown. I know it's unknown, it's uneasy to be able to have these conversations with our children at such tender age, but it's necessary because what is happening now? They're pushing their agenda. They want to tell us, they want to push on us. Our children could decide whether they will be X or Y or X and Y or nothing at all. X, Y, X, neither X nor Y. They just want to be whatever flows. I forget what that word is. I saw somebody use. But anyway, they go with man, woman, boy, girl, beast, whatever have you, stuff like that. We must stepping into the unknown and having open communication with our children. The next thing is stepping into the unknown with opening a business. You may have this feel inside of you that you want to start a business, but you don't know how to. Or somebody tell you, say, oh, somebody else opened that before and it had to shut down. That's not your plight. If it's being pressed inside your spirit, it's being pressed inside of you to step out into the unknown in terms of going from working for someone to working for yourself. It is your best interest to do the research on it. Number one, do your field work and step out. Step out by faith. Step out in confidence that you will succeed. Don't step out in doubt. Oh, I wonder if I'm going to make it with this. I wonder if I'm going to. No, you are defeating yourself already when you step out in that place of doubt and that place of fear that you don't know whether you're going to survive or whether you're going to make it or whether the business is going to thrive or not. Step out in confidence. Speak to your business. Speak to yourself. And say, hey, I am getting this restaurant started. I'm getting this truck business started. I'm getting this beauty supply store started. I'm getting this beauty, what do you call it? There's this, what do you want? Restaurant? What else? Whatever, is this computer store? I'm getting this online business started. Whatever it is that's pressing your spirit to get started, stepping out into the unknown to getting a business started. Step out. Believe in yourself first and foremost. Before anybody else can believe in you, you have to believe in you. Stepping out into the unknown. Is it going to be have a little scary moments? Yes, but you got to believe in you. You got to believe that you will succeed. You got to believe that everything that you put your hands to is blessed. Everything that you put your hands to will increase. Everything that you put your hands to will become a bestseller. Everything that you put your hands to will bring you the abundance that you so desire. Stepping out into the unknown of opening up a business, but because it's been pressed in your spirit. The other thing about stepping out into the unknown, some of us, the unknown is we've been married for so many years and our spouse has been our life, and everything we did with our spouse. Everything we aspired with our spouse, and all these wonderful things that we aspired with our spouse. And then divorce happens. Stepping into the unknown in terms of being divorced. It is not an easy place at first, but after a while, you tend to learn how to refocus yourself and realign yourself. So that's stepping into an unknown of what it would be like now that you're divorced, now that you was married, and now you got to go back through the single thing again. First and foremost, I would encourage people that have been divorced, that is divorced, to go through a healing process and go through that severing and that denunciation and that all that things that come with that attachment. Because remember, the scripture says, when two come together, they become one. So even though you may be divorced from that person, there's still that soul tie, that intimacy, that feeling, that longing, that connection that you have. So now you got to go through that denunciation and all that cleansing and that purging process of no longer being with that person and opening up yourself to be able to love again and love somebody else and to become intimate with somebody else and become vulnerable with somebody else. You see? So that's stepping out into the unknown also, because that's an unknown territory to you, being divorced, not being with that person that you thought you vowed to spend the rest of your life with until death do us part and all that stuff. So that's an unknown thing that you've stepped into. And so you now have to heal yourself, nurture yourself, love yourself all over again, get to know yourself all over again outside of being with that person. How do we overcome and move on after that separation, after that divorce? It's all about learning yourself all over again, developing a relationship with yourself all over again. Hey, listen, it ain't an easy place, because when you start to talk to somebody new, they might do something that trigger off something that ex did to you or said to you, and then you be like, I don't want this, kind of situation. And that's why it's important to go through the healing process when you talk about stepping into the unknown of being divorced. You understand? So I would encourage to go through some healing. Stepping into the unknown, I'm telling you. So first it was stepping into the unknown from being single to getting married, from not having any children to having children. I didn't even talk about the empty nest syndrome, from having children in the house to now having no children in the house. That's another unknown that I didn't touch on, but that is something you got to look into. How do you enjoy life after you done raise your children and they are no longer there, and it's just you and your husband or you and your wife, or just you by yourself? You might be a single parent. How do you now make the adjustments of not having any children in the house and it's just you? And that's why I encourage parents, also husbands and wives, to have a life outside of their children, because what are you doing? And I think that's a topic I need to probably address on the transitioning table. Transitioning from having children in the house to not having children in the house. And that's why you must know, as parents, you are not raising children. You are raising somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife, somebody else's mother, somebody else's father. A lot of times, as parents, we think we're just raising our children as our pension plan, that when we get old, our children can take care of us. No, we are raising somebody else's husband, somebody else's wife, somebody else's mother, somebody else's father. And it's important that we teach them, or train them, I should say, in the way they should go, how they should handle differences when they get in their marriages and stuff like that, different when they're raising their children. These are the things that we should be teaching our children: how to manage a house, how to manage finances. Stop just teaching children to go to school, get an education, go get a job, and that's it. Teach them financial management, teach them respect for themselves and for those that are in authority. Teach them how to respect their spouse, because everybody wants to get married and have children. So you got to teach them these things. So don't think you're just raising children to say, oh, I have a child, I have a this year old, and I have an next. So you're raising, you're training, you're equipping somebody's husband, somebody's wife, somebody's mother, somebody's father. Yeah, so that's stepping into the unknown also. Next, stepping into the unknown, our spirituality and religion. Stepping into the unknown. A lot of us have grown up, raised in one religion or the other, whether it's Hinduism, whether it's Catholic, whether it's what else? Whether it's Muslim, whether it's Christianity, whether it's Buddhism, one thing or the other. And you decide that you're going to step out of that particular religion that you was in. You want to step out of being Muslim to now being Christian. It takes a wear and tear on you. Or you want to step out of Christianity and you just want to embrace your spirituality. It's all about you at this juncture. Your spirituality is personal. It's not collective. It is personal. And so you must embrace wherever it is you are on your journey. And do not become a victim of being dogmatic because somebody else is not where you are at spiritually or consciously, because you got this conscious community now and all these different things. We are in the age of knowledge. So there's so much information out there. People are in the Kemet, people are in, what do you call it? Oh gosh, I forget the other name that people are in. You understand? But there's New Age and all these other things people are in. Do not become dogmatic and condemning people where they are at. Do not. Because one of the things, and this is so true, everybody share one devil. But when it comes to the Most High, there's so much division. So much division. Even though we know that there's only one source of life, one creator. Not multiple source of creation. One. But religion has divided us tremendously. And that's the aim, to divide and to conquer, not to come to the highest self of who we are as individuals. And we are spiritual beings that are here to have a physical experience in this earth suit. You understand? This is a suit we have on. I will never see you because you are a spirit, or what some people call energy. You understand? You are a being. And I will never see the real you, only the representative of you, which is this flesh. You will never see the real me, only the representative of this flesh, unless you are super spiritual, super sensitive, that now you can see what they call your person's aura, their energy that is superseding outside of their bodies and their bodies first feel and stuff like that. You understand? And depending on how that person is, quote unquote, vibrating, you can see different rays of energy, whether it's white or yellow or purple or green or orange. You understand? There's so much in this spirituality and stepping into the unknown of learning so much new things. If once you open up your spirit to become alert that there's so much more to us than what religion had taught us, So when you step and talk about stepping out into the unknown spiritually, I would encourage you not to be afraid. Do not be afraid. We say, fear not. Neither be afraid. Don't be afraid of hearing and learning. There's so much more to us than this. You understand? Why did quote unquote Yahushua Mashiach, or the one they call Jesus, said greater works we will be able to do? Because he understood the spirit realm and the spirit dimension and dynamics. You understand? We boxed him into just being a Messiah and other stuff, but he was so far more greater than that. And that's just us too, because we came from the same place he came from. He said, we see him, we see the source, we see the divine creator. We see what he do. Because why? He see us as himself. He counted not robbery to be called equal with God, because we are what? Gods, whether we want to acknowledge it. We go, blasphemy! No, I'm not blaspheming because it's true. If we come, let's go back to the scripture they give us. We are created in the image and in the likeness. What is the image and likeness? Because if the image is not what you see in this camera, the image is who I am within spirit, source, power, energy. You see? So that's the bulk of it in terms of stepping into the unknown in terms of your spirituality. Like, wow, there's so much more to us than just this flesh and blood. We have the ability to speak things into being and watch it manifest. We are creators. Think about it. A man and a woman come together, have sex, and they create a child. I'm a creation of my mom and my dad. My mom and my dad are creations of their parents. Their parents are creation of their parents. You see what I'm saying? So the creation doesn't just stop or only limited to the creator creating man in his image and his likeness, but we have the same ability to create man, woman in our image and in our likeness. When we come together, I got three of them in my image and in my likeness. And they have. So there's a continuation of my bloodline going on, my children and my children's children and children's children. So we are creators. And we must be able to be conscious and mindful of what we are creating, especially with our words, because our words power and our words is spirit and the spirit is life. So we are going to be here. We are accountable for the words that we speak. And the spirit realm don't know jokes. So you can say, I just joking. The spirit realm don't know jokes. They just know a command. You say this and that word you speak, it becomes. You say, I am broke. Then guess what? Money can keep on passing you by. You say, I'm sick. Guess what? You can continue to be sick. Stepping into the unknown, now taking back your powers of the unknown in terms of your spirituality and being able to understand, and understand the fact that your words have power. Stepping into the unknown of the spiritual realm and our spirituality. There's a whole lot of things I am learning, and I'm still learning how to submit myself and humble myself. You understand? Because I thought, when you think you know, but let me just, when you think you know, you just realize how much you really don't know, but I am eternally grateful. The other thing in terms of stepping into the unknown, and this is the last thing I have here, stepping into the unknown in terms of relocating. You may decide that, I've grown up in the Bahamas all of my life. I grew up in the Bahamas, born in the Bahamas, grew up in the Bahamas. And then, we traveled back and forth to America and stuff like that as a child, as an adult. And I then came into ministry in terms of Christianity, traveled back and forth, was preaching the gospel and all this different stuff. So stepping into the unknown was, in terms of relocating, was moving from the Bahamas, living, back and forth between the Bahamas and America, then to Barbados, and you understand, and now relocated to the continent called Africa and the country called Kenya. So that's the unknown, to step into the unknown of a country that you don't know the language. I'm thankful that they speak English here, which is a benefit to me, but the language here is Kiswahili. And then on top of Kiswahili, every 42 tribes here has their own mother tongue. And inside some of them 42 tribes, there are sub-tribes and clans that have their own tongue and their own language. So you can imagine. Yeah. So stepping into the unknown in terms of relocating to a different city. Say you're living in New York and you decide that you want to move to Massachusetts, or you're living in Massachusetts and you want to move to Los Angeles, or you're living in Los Angeles and you want to move to Cincinnati. That's stepping into the unknown, especially if you've never moved out of your small town before. And you got to be encouraged. Be strengthened. If you feel the pressing and pulling in your spirit and your heart that it's time for you to relocate, it's okay. You got to be okay with relocating, or you may decide you may grow up in America all your life, never had a passport, never traveled outside of America, and you're feeling a pull to move to the continent. That's stepping into the unknown. You've never been outside of the country of America. Or you might have grew up in one of the islands, the Bahamas or Jamaica or the Grenadines, or you understand, or Barbados, and you've never left that country before, and you're feeling a pull to relocate. I would encourage you to spend time with yourself outside of getting outside opinions, because people will give you their opinion. People tell you, oh, there's dangerous, there's danger there, danger is everywhere. If everyone would be honest with themselves and the country that they live in, they would know that the crime rate in their very own country is escalating. But I realize when you have a change of mind, you could create the kind of environment you want. You could create the kind of peace that you want. You could create the utopia that you want. But it all comes to your mind. So when you are getting all the negative influx from media and all these different things, you can't create the kind of environment, because now your decision making is influenced by somebody else's opinion. So I would encourage you to go within when it comes to relocating. I would encourage you to find positive persons who have relocated and are thriving, who are making things happen. Yes, there are people who relocated, and guess what? They had to go back. They left. They went back to wherever it is they transitioned from, they relocated from, because their experience was totally different. But do not let somebody else's experience cause you not to follow your heart, follow your spirit, follow the prompting of the Most High in telling you to relocate. You know, I'm still here, and I'm grateful. I've relocated. I was able to embrace the culture here, embrace the food, embrace life, embrace so many different things. But if I had gone based on what people said, oh, be careful, everything was be careful, be careful. And yes, fine, and now you want to be careful because, yes, you have people who will take advantage if you don't be careful, if you don't be mindful. But you cannot operate in fear. You cannot become crippled in fear because of somebody else's experience there again. So stepping into the unknown in terms of relocating, it's a beautiful thing. I would always encourage persons, if you're thinking about relocating somewhere, if you have the opportunity, if you can visit and get a feel for it, that would be good. But sometimes please, sometimes it's good just to jump into the deep. Just jump in and do it. And guess what? You will learn how to swim. You will learn how to swim. Trust me, you might swallow some water as if you're going to drown. You're going to make some mistakes. Yes. Some people may take advantage of you a little bit. Yes. Unless you get good consultation. That's the other thing. You need to seek consultation also in terms of do's and the donuts. The do's and the don'ts. When you're talking about relocating someplace, check it out. But I'm going to tell you the do's are, listen, relocating is it has its blessings, it has its increase, it has its everything. Like I said, there are some people who experience some things and they went back. They didn't give themselves time. They were here, they spent maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, maybe a month or 2 months, and because things wasn't falling in a line the way they wanted to fall in line quickly, They run. This is not McDonald's. This is not Burger King. Have it your way. There are some things you got to make adjustments to. You're coming into somebody else's country when it comes to relocating. There are some things that you may be accustomed to that you will not get here. You will have to make the adjustments and make the necessary sacrifice to become comfortable with not having some things that you've been accustomed to having. That's when it comes to relocating and stepping into the unknown of a country that you have never been to before. You don't know the language, you don't know the people, but you're just feeling this prompting in your heart, in your spirit, in your soul, in your body, in your everything to just pack up and leave and just do this thing, you know? And so when it comes to stepping into the unknown, I would encourage you to build courage, build a relationship with somebody that is already in that country, sort out somebody that is already there, that is going through the ropes and stuff like that, that has paved the way, that are thriving in that country, not somebody who is just there and they're just trying to get your money, give you some advice, and then they disappear. But somebody who is literally thriving in that country, in that state, in that region that you're desiring to relocate to. I'm not just advocating for you to relocate to the continent, which I'll be happy if you do, but I'm talking about just in terms of stepping into the unknown, in terms of relocating, because a lot of us are stuck. Like, okay, let's use the Bahamas for an example. You know, a lot of people grew up in Grand Bahama and never been to Nassau. A lot of people grew up in Nassau and never been to Eleuthera. A lot of people been to Eleuthera and never been to Nassau or Exuma or any other island. They only grew up on the island that they're living on and never been anywhere else. It's like somebody who's born in Florida, born in Miami, I should say, and never been to Orlando, in spite of Miami being in Florida also. You see? So you have people who've not even been out of their little city that they're being born and raised in. They born there, they went to school there, they work in there, and that's it. You see? So I would encourage venture out in terms of stepping into the unknown. I appreciate you, family. I trust that something that I've said has encouraged you to embrace stepping into the unknown with confidence. You know, don't allow fear to stagnate you or cripple you. Don't let opinions of other people stagnate or cripple you. Don't let other people's failure, what we call failure, or other people's experience cause you to become stagnated and cripple you. But listen, this life is worth living. This journey is worth experiencing. This earth is worth exploring. Don't become crippled because something did not work. That marriage did not work. That relationship did not work. That first business did not work. That relocating didn't work the first time. Don't give up on your dreams, your aspirations, because it didn't work the first time. Trust you me. We are on a journey. We are on a journey. Hello from Botswana. It's so good to have you. We are on a journey. We are on a journey, and you got to enjoy the moment every second, every minute, every hour, every day. Embrace it. I'm telling you, stepping out into the unknown, it's beautiful. You never realize what you don't know until you step out and embrace the unknown and make it, and it's magical. It's magical. It's breathtaking. I'm telling you, I am happy for me. I am so grateful that I step out into the unknown and I came to Kenya. In coming to Kenya, I was able to go to Uganda. I was able to go to Tanzania. You understand? I've been to Johannesburg. You understand? I'm looking forward to going to Zambia and Botswana and Namibia and all these other beautiful places. I'm looking forward to going to them. I'm looking forward. There's supposed to be a conference in Nigeria next year with the diaspora and those of us who are on the continent dealing with the Berlin conference and what they did to the continent. I'm trying to get some more information about it before I share anything else on that. But it's all about stepping into the unknown. Stepping into the unknown. We know what they did in terms of at the Berlin conference when they divided the continent. Now they want to correct it and move these boundaries and borders. I want to be there to hear, to ask questions, stepping into the unknown. So I encourage you, family. You've never been married before. What I was talking about in terms of this, getting married is stepping into that. That's an unknown because if you've never been married before. Having children, if you don't have children and you're having children, you can go back and listen to the beginning of this recording. Starting up a business, you may have never started a business before in your life, or you may have had one, and if for some reason you had to close it down, don't be afraid to start again. Divorce, you may be married and now you're divorced. Don't be afraid to embrace and start again afresh, but go through a healing process. Religion and spirituality, don't be afraid to learn, and for the Most High, for the Divine Creator to expose you to so much more. We are in the age of information. Don't be afraid to spend time by yourself and get downloads and insights and ask questions whilst you're on this spiritual journey. Wanted to know, and the last but not least, relocating. Do not be afraid to pack up and relocate, or to sell everything and relocate, whether it's here to the continent, whether it's to a different city, a different state, different country. Don't be afraid to step out. That's my encouragement. Do not be afraid to step out into the unknown and make it known. Somebody had to do it. I did it, and I'm still here. Many others have done it, and they're still here. Yeah. If somebody didn't step out into the unknown and try to create an airplane, somebody step into the unknown and create a vehicle. Somebody step into the unknown and bicycle. Somebody step into the unknown and created a soccer ball, football, basketball, tennis, television, radio, cell phone, telephone, light. You see? So many things people stepped out into the unknown and did. Burger King, Kentucky, all these different things. Refrigerator, stoves. Somebody stepped out into the unknown and took a chance. Sewing machines, computers, laptops, earphones, AirPods, microphones, cameras. Everything was someone stepping out into the unknown and doing it. And we are all the better for it and for them. We're able to communicate. Who would have thought? I would have, in 1989, who would have thought we would have been recording on a camera, talking to people on live internet? Who would have thought? You know, we had back then, it was 89 and stuff like that, was the fax machine, was the beepers. Me not left me beeper. Yeah, pages. Now we got cell phones, we got WhatsApp and Telegram and YouTube and Facebook and all these beautiful things. Somebody step out into the unknown and did it and succeed, and is succeeding. Not even just succeed, it's succeeding. Step out into the unknown. That's my encouragement to you with this broadcast today. Take care of yourself, family. And then until the next time, let us continue to live life on purpose, with purpose, for purpose, by purpose. Yeah. And guess what? I want to say this: be gentle with yourself. We are on a journey. And guess what? We are supposed to enjoy every day, every second, every minute, every hour of the journey that we are on. Wake up with expectations of exploring. You might be living in a country, in a city for 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, and there are places there you've never been. Explore, jump in your vehicle, jump on the bus. Matatu, they call it here in Kenya. Jump in a matatu, jump in a bus, jump on a boat, jump and go someplace you've never been before in your city, in the country that you're living in. Explore, step out into the unknown. Much love. Take care of yourself. Mhm. 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 Okay. Mhm.